Would you oblige me with a light?
Yes, I think so.
It is Mr. Johnson, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Oh, this gentleman has a message for you. My bank statement says you've stopped your standing order. Now, I think they must have made some kind of mistake.
No. No, I cancelled it.
Mr. Milton, I don't think you can afford to be that definite, can you?
Well, yes, you see, I don't want you to act for me anymore. It's just a little club betting.
Now, Mr. Milton, can you turn that thing off, please? Mr. Milton, we've been doing business now for 4 years, and you've always paid regularly, until now, that is. £40 a week, and for that I handle your bad debts. £40 to save you £100.
Yes, I know, but I don't mind about the bad debt. You see, the profit...
A stinking, measly £40. And you go and cancel payment. Oh, no, I don't think you can afford to be that definite.
The boy last week, the police showed me the photograph. His face.
He won't bounce checks again, though, will he, Cyprian?
Ah!
All right, Cyprian. Mr. Milton, I really think you ought to instruct your bank again, don't you?
Bonjour. Merci, madame. Bonjour. Yes. Bonjour.
It's very impressive, Mr. Brown.
Thank you. You notice the clientele? Very select.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. You are, I understand, a member of the Society of British Gaming Clubs.
Oh, yes, you might say a founder member. I think it's an excellent institution.
Well, in that case, you surely must think that this scheme of ours is worth considering.
Well, I'd like a bit more time to think about it. Look, let's go back into my office. Come on.
Of course, thank you.
Here we are.
Thank you.
And what do you take? Whiskey, gin?
Oh, just some more scotch, please.
You know, Mr. Shoesmith, I don't think you can say my club has got a bad name.
Of course not. Unfortunately, not every club can say the same.
Perhaps not, Soda.
Please.
It's the old problem. The Gaming Act.
Exactly. It encourages bad debts. Bad debts encourage corruption. Doesn't take many cases of people being beaten up for even a legitimate operator like yourself to get a bad name.
Mr. Shoesmith, you're preaching to the converted. What can you expect when gamblers are legally bound to honor their debt?
Remove the motive for the crime, and there's no crime.
In theory, yes.
Oh, may I,
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
So your society really thinks it can do all that, eh?
Oh, it's worth a try, surely.
Or is it private, or can anyone join?
No, come on in. Mr. Shoesmith, this is Mr. Dyer, an associate of mine.
Good evening.
Mr. Shoesmith aims to clean us all up
Oh, and how does it propose doing that?
by insuring us against bad debts.
No insurance company would touch it.
If enough clubs took part in the scheme, they would.
How much cover would they give?
75%.
Who gets the other 25%, you?
No, I work for a flat fee. 75% was as high as the insurance company would go on this type of business.
I'm not surprised. What sort of benevolent society is behind all this?
My partner and I are representing the Society of British Gaming Clubs.
Them. I might have known it was one of their harebrained schemes.
Ah, just a minute. Mr. Shoesmith has outlined all the details to me, and I must say it sounds pretty foolproof.
How much is it going to cost?
Well, if all the clubs agree to join, it shouldn't be more than 2.5% of your gross.
Sounds reasonable. Right, Mr. Shoesmith. I'll think about it.
Please do. And, will you give me a ring?
What if he says no?
That would be a pity.
Yes or no? You'll hear from me soon enough.
Good. Well, good night, gentlemen. Or should I say good morning?
Bye-bye. You know, this is going to put you and your little stable right out of commission.
Is it?
You'll have to go back to touting. Imagine. Work.
Nobody's going to sign up with that outfit, that's for sure.
Now, you're going to stop me if I want to.
I don't think you'll want to, Oscar.
You know, one of these days, these debts will be legal and you'll be out of business.
You'd have been out of business last year without me to collect your debts for you. Or have you forgotten already?
Hello, matey. Bit early for you, isn't it?
Ah, very funny.
Well, you made yourself comfy.
Yes, well, I can't kip in my own chair. It doesn't tip back.
I gather you had a great night of it round the clubs, eh?
Oh, great, great. Does the name Happy Dyer ring a bell with you?
Oh, should it?
He's a pretty nasty specimen. Done several stretches, robbery with blackmail, violence. You name it, he's done it.
Ah, one of your mates from your CID past, eh?
The policeman never forgets.
What about this Happy Dyer?
Well, I get the impression that he's got some sort of hold over the owner of the casino club.
Oh, fine. That's just what the society are out to stop.
He's certainly not hanging around there for any good reason.
He probably thinks much the same about you.
I shouldn't be at all surprised.
Come on, you can't sit around here all day. Come on.
Now, don't do that, Ian.
Heather! Come on.
Oh, you're quite right, though. I must dash. Got an appointment with a Mr. Milton, the Road Gush Club.
The what club?
Oh, the Gold Rush Club.
Oh. Do you think you're going to make it?
Yes.
Are you feeling better?
No. Oh, Heather, let that be an awful warning to you. Oh, Bob. Mr. Walker, Society of British Gaming Clubs. Dear Mr. Walker, since our discussions last Monday, Bob and I have had a positive response to our scheme.
That man Dyer's been here again, hasn't he?
You mind your own business.
It's always the same. Ever since that man first came here, you act like a sick animal. I told you not to get mixed up with him, didn't I? But you wouldn't listen. Oh, no. You knew better. You knew it all. But I was right, wasn't I? Now you haven't even got enough guts to go to the police.
Go to the police. I think you want to see me with my throat cut, huh?
Good morning.
We're closed.
Are you Mr. Milton?
You wish to see me? I can do something for you, perhaps, huh?
Well, my name is Shoesmith. I'm representing the Society of British Gaming Clubs.
Should that interest me?
Well, yes, I think so. You see, we're offering a legal form of insurance against bad debts. Now, I think it might be worth your while to look at
I
this
don't want any insurance. Would you please go? I don't wish to be rude, but I think perhaps you'd better go.
Look, Mr. Milton, I know that you people lose money all the time on
Oh,
bad
not
debts.
me. It's true or not true. It's a lie.
Look, if anyone's intimidating you...
Who's
you're
being
having-
intimidated? Did I say I was being intimidated?
You didn't have to.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shoesmith, but I think perhaps you'd better go.
I'm sorry, too. I hope you'll change your mind.
Never. You're wasting your time.
Pity. Well, good morning, Mr. Milton.
Good morning.
Why'd you send him away?
You know why?
I tell you, you're a coward. That scheme of his would have got you out of this mess.
It's easy to say coward, but do you think that Dyer would...
Mr. Milton. Just had a visitor.
Oh, him? Oh, yes, well, he was just selling insurance. You know, he was just some fellow selling insurance.
You don't say.
Yes. Yeah. I told him, I don't need any insurance.
That's a pity, because I think you're going to.
No, I didn't do a deal. You must believe me.
We do believe you. That was just for effect. You want to look good at the police station, don't you? We wouldn't ruin you. Don't worry. Don't cost you a penny. You're a customer. All right, that's enough. Now, we have to call the police.
You break my place up. You want me to call the police?
Oh, but you must call the police. You can't let that man Shoesmith come in here and break up your place and not call the police. I won't let you be intimidated like that. It wouldn't be cricket, would it, Mr. Milton?
Police. Please.
How'd you make out?
It's even tougher than it looks. Dyer's got his hand round more throats than I'd thought possible. I couldn't get to first base, even with the smaller clubs.
It sounds like there's more graft than the society suspected.
That's all me, for that matter.
Oh, well, there's no point in getting despondent about it. It's what we're getting paid for, after all. Go on. I'll treat you to a nice steak and kidney pudding.
Oh.
Gentleman to see you, Mr. Shoesmith.
Well, enter the law. I don't think you know my partner, do you? Ian Souter. This is Detective Sergeant Garrett.
How do you do?
What are you looking so cheerful about?
I'm afraid I've got some rather bad news for you, Bob. I've got a warrant for your arrest.
This is the man. He broke up my place. He did this.
You're sure, sir?
Sure, of course I'm sure.
How much is Happy Dyer paying you?
Do you have anything to add, Mrs. Milton?
No.
I see. Oh, thank you, Mr. Milton, if you'll excuse us for a moment.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Robert Shoesmith, I must ask you to accompany me to the station. Do you wish to make a statement?
No
Anything?
statement. You're wasting your time, Jarrett.
So are you to get mixed up in this
Look,
crowd.
don't lecture me. Just let's get down to the station and fix bail.
Now, look, Bob, I've known you for years. Of course I know there's more in this than meets the eye, but you must admit the evidence is against you. Look, I've been in the force long enough to know a rat when I smell one.
Yes, but the real difficulty, you know, is to catch the one that's making the stink.
Heather, at the booze again.
Well, there's not much booze to be at. We're practically out of everything.
We've got to do something about it. Any calls?
I've only just got in myself. Listen, what happened about Bob?
Oh, I had to bail him out for £100. He's costing me more than he's worth.
I heard that.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad you think so.
Well, any developments?
Yes, they've got Milton, his wife, and some of the men I've never heard of, all swearing on oath that I wrecked that place.
But nobody believes that, surely.
I'm not so sure. Evidence is what the courts go on, and we seem to have a remarkable little of it at the moment.
Well, we've got to do some hard thinking.
Would some coffee help?
Yes, it might.
Might
You'll
not.
have to wait a minute while I go out and get the milk.
Well, speed the process, will you?
All right.
It's such an obvious frame-up. Nobody can believe this.
I'm not so sure, Ian. You know as well as I do. This is just the sort of thing that some people would love to believe an ex-cop would pull. And you wait. By the time this comes to trial, Happy'll have every other small club owner that I've seen lined up to say I've threatened them.
May we come in?
What do you want, Dyer?
Ah, Mr. Shoesmith, you did recognize me yesterday. I thought you were being a bit coy.
Recite your piece and get out.
No, it's merely business. Try to be a bit more gracious about your temporary defeats. Remember, success or failure are purely relative.
All right, let's just have it.
We came here in good faith to offer you a little business deal, that's all, to help Mr. Shoesmith out of his trouble.
What do you propose?
Tell this society of yours to lay off with this idea. It's no good.
No good for you, you mean?
My clients are perfectly happy with the setup as it is.
I'm not so sure.
Would you be sure if Milton had a, shall we say, a lapse of memory in court when he gets into the witness box?
Get out.
I shouldn't think your gaming society would be too anxious to retain a man who was serving a prison sentence. Not a very good advertisement. All right. I'm going. Good afternoon.
Now, I've heard the lot.
Oh, my dear Ian, that's just a typical piece of dire technique. Now you see what we're up against.
He surely doesn't believe he can get away with this. All we've got to do is tell Jared.
And you waste your time. He's done nothing to make Jared drop the charge, and don't forget, he's got Milton at the end of a string.
Well, perhaps I'd better have a word with this Milton. Perhaps I can get him to see some sense.
Well, you can try, but I don't think you'll get much change out of him.
Coffee?
Oh, thank you for leaving the door open.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did.
Well, I'm very sorry.
Do you notice there's two gentlemen in the hall?
Oh, is that what they were?
Did they see you?
I don't know. I don't think so. No. Why?
Heather, I want you to do something for me.
Oh? What?
Well, you're much too intelligent to spend all your day pounding that wretched machine of yours, you know.
I quite agree.
How'd you like a luxury flat in Mayfair, eh? Rent paid, marvellous car, the works, in fact.
What's the catch?
Take this, get out, and glamorize yourself.
Look, what is
Go on,
this?
really, make
Well,
something of
thank
yourself.
you.
Go on.
Do you mean it?
I'll tell you all about it later. Go on. I might change my mind.
Are you serious?
You're wasting your money, you know. She'll come back looking exactly the same, only more so.
It's not my money. Belongs
What's
to the
the
Gaming
idea, anyway?
Society. Well, you remember that luscious dish we met in the pub the other day? What's her name? The one you booked once for loitering with intent.
Oh, you mean Dolores Davis. And that wasn't the exact charge.
I seem to remember she had a rather high-class setup in Mayfair.
Well, she does. She's a very high-class girl.
Good, well, get on to her on the phone and see if we can borrow her place for a few days, will you?
Borrow it?
Well, you better get a move on. You're due at the magistrate's court in half an hour. I'll tell you all about it later. Go on.
That's all right. I only work here. Davis.
Mayfair 1298?
Oh, hello. Could I speak to Miss Dolores Davis, please?
Dolores Davis speaking.
Hello, Dolores. Bob Shoesmith here.
Bob, darling, I thought you'd retired.
Well, I have and I haven't. How about you?
Darling, I certainly haven't.
Oh, good. Well, look, do you think you could help a pal out of a spot of trouble?
Depends who it is.
Well, actually, it's me.
Why, you say? Why? You know what I used to do? I used to work in the dockyard in Malta. You know what I used to do there? I was a pipe fitter, you know, I used to do the bilge work. Did you ever crawl around in this dark and stinking slime for 10 hours a day? I did that for 14 years. 14 years, then I was laid off. So I came to England, got married, started a club. I think I'm a rich man, you know. I got 3,000 pounds, big shot. You know what I got now? Got half that now. An Englishman's word is his bond, I was always taught. With another Englishman, perhaps. Not with a walk.
Oh, Mr. Milton, all the clubs are having the same problem. Being Maltese doesn't give you a corner in bad debts, you know.
You know, I had a fella coming here. He used to win 400 or 500 pounds every night. And I paid him. I paid him back every penny. I even had to go to Happy Dye, but I paid it. Then one day, this fella coming here, his luck changed. He lost 1,000 pounds. And the next day...
You stopped the check, eh?
Never seen him again. And you say, why? Why go to Happy Dye, huh?
You don't have to let him frighten you into framing my partner. Look. You know, if you're afraid...
Afraid? Of course I'm afraid.
Supposing Dyer was in prison, would you still give evidence against Bob Shoesmith?
What? He isn't, is he?
Yeah, but supposing he were, would you still give evidence against Bob Shoesmith?
Maybe not.
Thank you, Mr. Milton. I'll keep you to that. Goodbye, Mrs. Milton.
You won't catch Happy Dyer, mister.
Mayfair 1298? Harold, darling, I thought you'd retired. Well, you haven't. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. It's marvelous to hear from you. Oh, it's sweet of you, but I'm afraid I can't tonight. It's too silly, but I can't tomorrow night either. Yes. Why don't you do that? Bye, darling. Tiresome old boy. Certainly should have retired. Sorry about that.
Yes, well, it's very good of you to help Heather out like this, you know. It'll only be for a few days, 3 or 4 at the most.
Well, aren't you going to tell me what it's all about? What's the secret?
Well, actually, we want to lay a trap for someone who's been going around intimidating people into paying their gambling debts.
Ah, exciting. And which of you has been losing money?
Well, Heather's going to, and she's going to lose a fortune.
Oh, poor darling. But where's the money coming from?
Oh, something called the Society of British Gaming Clubs.
I never heard of them. They sound very generous. Can anyone join?
Well, not quite anyone.
They'll get it back, don't worry.
Oh, that is a relief. But what do you want this place for?
Oh, just to give the operation a touch of, you know, class.
Well, thank you.
And to add a note of authenticity to the whole thing, Heather's going to be escorted by somebody called the Honourable Arthur Keir.
I've heard of him.
Thought you might have.
He's filthy rich and an inveterate gambler.
I must get to know him.
Oh, now's your chance. This is probably him.
Ah, come in, Arthur.
Hello, Ian. You well?
Oh, surviving. This is very decent of you.
Not a bit. Well, I think it might be a pleasure. Is this,
No, this is not.
Oh.
The Honourable Arthur Keir, Miss Dolores Davis.
How do you do?
Very well. And you?
I've heard a lot about you.
Really? Nice.
Very.
And this is my partner, Bob Shoesmith.
How do you do?
Well, Bob, I must be going.
Going where?
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much. I booked myself a penthouse suite at the Plaza.
You've done what? Well, there's no need to go mad, you know.
I just thought it would be so much better for Heather to have the place on her own, more authentic, don't you think?
Well...
Yes, of course it is. I'll get them to send you the account. Bye, gentlemen. Have fun.
Bye.
Well, I warned you, Ian. She has very expensive taste.
It's worth every penny, I think.
Well, perhaps you can afford her. Well, I take it you still want to go through with this.
Ah, yes, I think so. Makes a change from winning or losing. It's rather an original idea, really.
Well, I imagine that a nod from you would establish Heather with adequate credit at any club. You do realize, of course, she has no intention of honouring her debts.
Yes, I realise that. It's a bit naughty, but it's all in a good cause, I suppose.
You fully understand that it may not exactly enhance your reputation to be seen with her.
Oh, my dear fellow, you mustn't worry about my reputation. It's managed to last through 14 generations. I see no reason why it should collapse now.
Well, keep us posted. And the very worst of luck. Wow.
No?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Oh, the Honourable Arthur Keir, Miss Heather Keyes.
How do you do?
My dear Miss Keyes. I'd no idea it was going to be such a pleasure.
Faites bonjour. Faites bonjour. You're having a good evening? Faites bonjour. You're having... George, 4,000.
Ah, good evening.
Evening, Oscar.
Very pleased to see you.
Are you?
You must have been having a bad evening. Now, Oscar, I want you to meet Miss Keyes. Now, will you look after her? She tells me she's never gambled before.
Really?
Yes, but I'm quite willing to learn. Tell me, has anybody broken the bank yet this evening?
Not yet, but you never know.
Do you know, I suddenly feel frightfully lucky. Come on, Arthur.
Yes, now, hold on. You can't go in there without any chips.
Oh, where do I get those?
From the man in the cage.
Oh, I see. Now, how many do you think I ought to get?
Well, as many as you like.
The minimum bet is 10 shillings, the maximum £400.
Oh, I see. Well, I think I better get a sort of mixed assortment, don't you? Do hope they've got a pen. I seem to have left mine behind. Say, have you a pen?
You do know the young lady, sir? You do know the young lady?
Oh, Heather? Oh, yes, I've seen her about from time to time. She's rather a nice girl.
Yes, I'm sure she is, but has she got any money?
You know, I've never really thought about it, Oscar.
What?
I say, do you think £500 would be enough to start off with?
500?
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Oh, well, never mind. May as well make it 750.
750?
Ah, yes, of course. You've got a thing about strangers' checks, haven't you, Oscar?
Well, one has to be careful, you know, especially with people who aren't even members.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take her over to the Cavalry Club.
Oh, no, please, no, everything's quite all right. George, give the lady what she wants, and quickly. She wants to get to her table. Pardon me, I'll find you a seat.
You know, I think you upset him.
Oh, really? What a shame. I thought he was rather a duck. Come on. I say, aren't the hundreds pretty?
Yeah, shall we go in?
Yes, all right.
Bring those, would you?
I have a few.
Miss Keys. One seat here.
Thank you. Will you bring me a glass of
Numéro
champagne?
7. Rouge à Monte.
Now, the croupier is just paying out on the last bet. Would you like to place your bet?
Oh, yes. But how do I do it?
Well, you pays your money and takes your choice. Look, why don't you take a chip and put it on pair?
Pair?
Yes, then if any of the even numbers turn up, you win. It's simple as that.
Oh, marvellous.
The red or black?
What, both?
Provided it's even.
It's a piece of cake.
I have a few. Numéro bet.
Oh, Ian, do stop pacing up and down. I hope I've done the right thing.
It's too late to turn back now.
I'm beginning to have my doubts.
Everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, but they're really rough lot she's with, you know.
Pete's sake, have a swig of that.
Hello? Yes, Arthur?
I thought I'd better warn you. Things aren't going too well.
I did it again.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's got the right idea. She's £1,200 up at the moment.
Well, speak to her sharply. She's not there to win.
Yeah, well, look, she wanted me to ask you if you'd mind terribly if she cashed in the winnings here and went to some other club to win.
Yes, I damn well would.
Well, I'll tell her, but I don't think she's going to like it.
What the hell does she think she's doing? She'll douse up the whole thing. She's got to lose.
Faites bonjour, mesdames, messieurs. Faites bonjour. Rien de plus. No more bets. Numéro 26. Noir, pair, passe.
I've done it again. I can't.
I know, but Mr. Souter...
Oh, blow Mr. Souter. Blow him. Give him his money back and tell him I've resigned from the firm.
madame.
That makes him £3,000. I'm rich. Do you mind if I put these here? I do apologize, gentlemen, for intruding on your thoughts. For heaven's sake, cheer up, both of you. What are you looking so gloomy for, anyway? I'm the one that ought to be gloomy. Losing all that money the other night. I feel quite sick every time I think about it. £3,000 up. And then to have to sit there and lose the lot, and now I'm £5,000 in the red.
Don't keep going on about it, Heather. In the case he's worrying about all that money we're paying out for Dolores' penthouse suite at the Plaza.
I'm not, as it happens. You have a point, now you mention it. She's been there 3 days and at 20 quid a day, well...
Souter and Shoesmith Limited? Yes? Yes, it is. It has. But that's marvellous. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Good good news. That was the bank manager, and apparently my cheque has finally bounced.
Not before time.
But he knew the position. He said he'd contact me as soon as possible, and he has. These things don't happen overnight, you know.
Oh, I do know, but I'm just getting impatient waiting around, that's all.
2:30. We've got some bugging to do.
Oh, I do wish you wouldn't use that revolting expression.
Very well. We're going to wire Dolores' flat for sound so that when Happy Dyer pays his little call on you, we shall be ready for him.
But recordings aren't valid as evidence.
Oh, we do know that, but it might be enough to interest Jarrett.
Well, how are you going to work it?
Simple. This is a miniature shortwave transmitter.
It's not. It's a lighter.
It's designed to deceive such innocents as you, dear. Now, we're going to hide that in the flat, and Bob and I are going to hide down the corridor in a service room, and we're going to record the whole conversation on this.
The suitor and shoes, Miss Milligan? Oh, yes, hello. Just a moment. Dolores. Dolores?
Yes. Hello, Dolores.
I'm at the flat.
What's the matter? Tired of your luxury living?
I just came round to collect my mail.
Your what? Oh, yes, I understand.
Bob, the porter tells me there's been a man here asking for Miss Keyes.
When?
Oh, about 5 minutes ago.
Right. See you in a while. Grab your bag, Heather. Dyer's been around.
Oh.
Time for us to lay the trap.
About 5,000 quid. I'm used to bad debts, but this is beyond a joke.
Relax, Oscar. I'll go and see her again. Caution is not one of your strong points, is it? One would have thought that after all these years you'd be more careful, but obviously not.
I don't pay you to sneer at me, Dyer.
No, just to mop up the mess.
You never complained before?
I'm not complaining now.
Just make good this check. I don't care how you do it. Just do it.
Oscar, have I ever failed you?
Now, that's the shortwave transmitter. I'm going to leave it there. You can't miss it. Now, just act naturally, all right?
Act naturally.
Yeah.
Hope nothing happens to my flat during all this.
Dolores, you're going to be very late. It's time you were going.
But I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yes, you are. You're going back to the plaza. We're not paying out all that good money for nothing.
Well, when are you expecting your visitor?
Any time now. And when he arrives, no one must be here. But Heather, you...
Mayfair 1298? Philip, darling, I'm marvellous to hear from you. I thought you were still at sea. Oh, you're not. I'm sorry, darling. Look, I can't tonight. No, I'm afraid I can't tomorrow night. Yes. Why don't you do that? Hmm? Bye, darling.
You quite finished?
Sorry about that.
Will you please go?
Right, I know when I'm not wanted.
Now.
Bye.
I thought she'd never leave.
Well, it is her flat, after all.
Well, we'd better go too. We don't want Happy Dyer to find us here.
Look, where will you be?
We'll be in the service room across the corridor, all right?
And when shall I turn on the transmitter?
Well, as soon as you hear the doorbell, and keep calm.
Now, he may threaten you with any luck, but pay no notice.
Come on, Bob.
Remember, we're only over the way.
Yeah. The lift's coming. Come on.
Darling, has there been a letter for me from the Labour Exchange?
Dolores, how could you?
I'm sorry. What's the matter?
Well, I thought you were somebody quite different.
Why, have I changed?
No, not a bit.
Oh, good.
Look, Dolores, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to go.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll pop in tomorrow. Bye.
Dolores, go home.
Look, Dolores, you...
Miss Keyes,
Yes?
might we have a word with you?
What do you want?
Might be better if we could come in just for a moment or two.
I do hope you're not selling anything.
No, not exactly, Miss Keyes.
Well, who are you?
We're from the Casino Club. It's a delightful place you've got here. Luxurious to a degree. We want to talk to you about a cheque you presented 3 nights ago.
Well, I don't want to talk about it at all. And now, I think you'd better go.
I get the impression the lady is trying to be dignified. What do you think, Cyprian?
I shall send for the police.
This lady also had your idea of economy. She used to be a very pretty girl, just like you, Miss Keyes. Poor Miss Martin. Do you recognize that? It's a cheque for £5,375 signed by you. You seem to have forgotten the value of money, Miss Keyes. I hope we shan't have to refresh your memory.
What are you going to do?
What the hell's going on? I can't hear a thing.
£5,357. That's what you lost at the Casino Club, isn't it, Miss Keyes? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
You also remembered to stop the cheque, didn't you, Miss Keyes? Why did you do that?
You can't make me pay up.
That's what Miss Martin said. Isn't it, Cyprian? I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. I expect you to have the money for me then, in cash.
And what if I call the police?
Oh, I shouldn't bother to do that if I were you, Miss Keyes. In cash. Good afternoon. That's what you lost at the Casino Club, wasn't it, Miss Keyes? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
You also remembered to stop the cheque, didn't you, Miss Keyes? Why did you do that?
You can't make me pay up.
That's what Miss Martin said. Isn't it, Cyprian?
Well, I think that's pretty cut and dried, Sergeant, don't you?
No, I don't. It's not as simple as that.
What do you mean it's not as simple as that?
Oh, it could have been fixed, Bob. You know that. Or has your training in the force slipped through your fingers already?
You don't trust anyone or anything, do you, Jarrett?
Well, if I remember correctly, nor did you. It's different when the boot's on the other foot, isn't it?
As I'm finding to my cost, yes.
However, I'll cooperate. This once. What do you suggest I do?
You know, just for a moment, I thought you were serious.
I was.
Well, look, before you change your mind, let's just get this straight. Now, Dyer will be calling after lunch to collect the money from Heather.
Which means that you'd like a carload of us hanging around the place until he leaves, yes?
Exactly. And as soon as we have confirmation from Heather that Dyer's got the money, we'll trail him to the Casino Club and pick up both of them.
Then with Dyer out of the way, maybe Milton will come clean and clear me.
All right?
All right.
Fine.
You have something for me, I trust?
The money. It's there on the table.
Good. I always knew you were an intelligence girl, Miss Keyes.
Will you please just take the money and go?
If you'd been sensible from the start, we could have avoided all this unpleasantness. Now, let's see. I take it it's all here.
Oh, yes, you don't have to count it.
No, I'm sure I don't. It would be very unfortunate for you, Miss Keyes, if it wasn't all here. You do understand that, don't you?
Yes, of course I do.
Good. Well, we can take it that the matter is closed. Oh, there's just one other thing. I hate to cause you any unpleasantness and inconvenience, but you understand that I have to take precautions. It's just a temporary measure. Nevertheless, if you can refrain from calling the police for about an hour, you'll find the urge will leave you altogether. Most nice people feel rather ashamed at having got themselves mixed up with crooks like me. However, I have no doubt whatever that you'll manage to rationalize the whole sordid business. Goodbye, Miss Keyes. It's been a pleasure to do business with you.
Hello. Will you put me through to Inspector Stone, please? Quickly. Yeah, it's Heather Keyes. Hello? I was told to give you a message. Dyer has just left the flat with the money. That's right. Yes.
Well, you got the money?
Not on me, no.
What do you mean?
Not on you. Say.
Don't joke with me, Dyer.
It's not a joke. I took a precaution, that's all.
For God's sake, where's the money?
I left it with Cyprian.
Why? Why'd you leave it with him?
Because I thought I might be followed.
Followed?
Well, I was right. Shoesmith and his partner and some geezer who looked like the law.
Have we done nothing wrong? I tell you we've done that. And they should have done something I don't know about.
Nothing I haven't done before, Oscar.
I don't like this, Dyer. I told you to be careful.
Well, I have been careful. Look. No money. I should say that just about now they'll be arriving outside.
What?
Now, relax, Oscar. Behaving like an amateur. You know it always makes me nervous. Good day, gentlemen. Oscar, I don't think you've met Mr. Shoesmith's partner, Mr. Suter.
Cut it out, Dyer. Where's the money?
Just one moment. Mr. Brown?
Yeah?
You're the manager of this club?
Yeah.
I have reason to believe that Dyer here has been intimidating certain of your clients into repaying money they're not legally bound to meet.
What? I don't believe it. You've got no proof.
We've got plenty of proof. Dyer has just been to the flat of a Miss Heather Keyes where he collected £5,000.
So what?
Well, it just so happens that Miss Keyes is our secretary.
You idiot, Dyer.
Well, even supposing I have had the pleasure of calling on your amanuensis, gentlemen, you must admit it would not be unreasonable of us to expect her to meet her debts.
It all depends on how you set about it.
Oh, it was a most gentlemanly interview, I assure you. I put our point of view to Miss Keyes. Miss Keyes saw reason and agreed to do what she could to make good the loss.
Well, that's not quite what we gathered from the tape recording.
Besides, we have Miss Keyes' word for it that he took the money, so let's stop arguing, Jarrett, and settle the matter.
Well, that does put a different complexion on it. Though I'm sure you don't want me to tell you that a tape recording is inadmissible as evidence in a court of law. In any case, I haven't got the money.
Oh, we'll soon find it. Mr. Brown, I have a warrant to search these premises. I take it you have no objection.
Yes, I certainly have.
Oh, let him go ahead, Oscar. You have nothing to hide.
In that case, Dyer, we'll start with you. Can I have a look in that briefcase?
With pleasure. Satisfied?
No, not until I find the money.
Oh, I've had enough of this mucking about. You know damn well he's lying.
Now, look here.
Shut up, you. If he hasn't got the money, he knows where it is.
You'll have a tough time pinning anything on me, Shoesmith.
You think so, Dyer?
Let go of me.
Cut it out, Dyer. This is a police matter.
It's a personal matter. Remember, you weren't framed. Where's the money, Dyer?
I tell you, I've no idea.
Really?
No,
It's happy to remember.
Cut it out, Bob.
Where is it?
I left it with Cyprian.
Thank you. Amazing what a little third degree will do.
It's just as well you've left the force, isn't it? Well, Mr. Brown?
He made me sign with him. He said he put the pressure on. I didn't want any part of it. He said to smash up the...
Shut up, man!
Just a moment, Dyer. Go on.
All right, I admit I used him to collect debts for me, but I didn't know how to go this far.
Right, you better come down to the station and sort it out there. Jenkins, come along.
I'll get you for this, Brown, if it's the last thing I do.
Come on, Dyer.
So much for Happy Dyer. But I can't say I approve of your methods.
What are you complaining about? It got results, didn't it?
No, you happen to know that's not the way we work.
All right. You're the boss. Look, we still have to retrieve that money, you know. Heather. The line's dead. Cyprian.
£5,357. You see? I was the clever one. You didn't think phoning the police would do any good, did you? Why did you phone the police? You know, it's always the pretty ones that cause the trouble. Everywhere you go, it's always the same, always the pretty ones. Why? I'll tell you why, pretty girl. It's because you think all you have to do is smile and everything will go your way. So fast, pretty girl. You'd have had me put away. Well, I couldn't see a pretty face for 5 years, maybe. You didn't think it'd be so easy, did you? Did you? Please don't scream, pretty girl. I don't like pretty girls who scream.
What the hell's going on?
Over there.
Right,
Dolores.
It's all right. All right.
That's him. Get it! Get it! Drop it! Drop it! Right, go and see the hand. Heather.
Oh, he...
You all right?
Yes, but Cyprian, that awful man, he's got the money.
Don't worry about him. He's in good hands. Thank you. Sergeant Jarrett, please.
Yeah, whatever made you come up here?
Well, Happy turned up at the club without the money, and when I rang you, the line was dead.
But I told you Cyprian's got the money.
Oh, I don't think he's got it now. And I think Happy and he will be inside doing a short stretch for, stitching mailbags and things.
Stitching mailbags? How provocative.
Well, how's everybody up here?
Oh, pretty fit, I think. What did you do with it?
Cyprian? Oh, I gave him to a policeman on point duty.
The money.
Oh, yes, the money. Yes, I've got the money. Here we are. All 5,735.
Oh.
If you please.
Do you think Milton will drop the charge now?
Oh, yes, sure. Yes, he's going to.
So you won't be going to prison after all?
Sorry, no.
I'll get my bail back, too. Oh, why don't we have a dinner party on the strength of it? Dolores, can you come?
Oh, I'd love to, but I'm afraid I'm bespoke.
Oh. What about you, Heather? I presume you can come.
No, I can't. I'm bespoke, too.
Anybody home? Ian, do you live here now? Come along, ladies. We should be late.
Excuse me.
Now, say good night to the gentleman. Good night.
Well,